Hey, Spruce Society. My name is Stacy Montero Morris, and I am a Platinum Leader from Fort Worth, Texas. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to get your husband, significant other, partner on board. I come to it from having a skeptic. I think we all have skeptics in our lives. And so this is really kind of how we can work through starting our wellness journey, starting our business, or just introducing essential oils into our home with the openness of heart to be able to utilize them as we need for our wellness. So thank you so much for inviting me in for a few minutes to just talk about some of the things that I had challenges with in going through. So I have been using Young Living for the last it'll be at the end of October, 9 years. And when I started, I got my kit and my husband came home from work. Normally we would discuss everything. And I would say, look at what I got. Look what I got. This is so amazing. And he goes, well, if this is so great, why isn't Johnson & Johnson doing it and we're the double-blind studies? And I was like, well, let me get back to you on that. So I did, actually. So my story starts with him he's a marketing director for a healthcare company, started out as a skeptic and has slowly come around to where he has his own experience, his own aha moments, and his own account. And he's enrolling people. So we're going to start a little bit from as a customer. How, as a customer, can you introduce these wonderful, amazing products to your skeptic? Or how can you do this to start sharing a little bit and making a little bit of extra money, or doing this as a full-time business and having your husband on board? So I'll just take about 15 minutes just to kind of talk a little bit about what we can do. So I found that out. So for me, it's really understanding who that person is and where they're coming from. My husband was a skeptic. He was also an engineer at heart. He was a science person and was sort of open, but more of like, hey, this is a placebo effect. I understand placebo effects. He understood the placebo effect, but he didn't understand the history of where we were at and where we're going as far as health and wellness and things that are available to us, things that are suggested by professionals to us, and kind of where that history lies. If you'd like to do a little bit more research, that's a whole other subject. Go Google or go Duck or DuckDuckGo or whatever, search it up, the Flexner Report, and you'll be able to get a good history, true history of what happened and where we find ourselves. So understanding the science, PubMed.gov is a wonderful place to hear and understand and research the science. So if you're having challenges in your home, so one of the things that you might want to do is an easy way to introduce your family is to reduce toxins. Okay, so pick a favorite product that you have in your home as a customer. Okay, this is just somebody that's starting their oil journey. Pick one of your favorite products, look at the ingredients, and then go to PubMed.gov and search those ingredients and see what they do to your body. So I can tell you that from listening to Gary talk about SLS and the dangers of sodium lauryl sulfate, that it's an engine degreaser. I do not want that slathered all over my body because we've been indoctrinated that it's soap and it cleans our body. Well, it gets in our bloodstream and does terrible things. And we wonder why, 95% of of our cancers are environmental. We tend to think of environmental as outside of our home, but really what it is it's inside of our home. So those are things that we need to be aware of. So our husbands and our partners are protectors, they're hunters, they're gatherers. They want to know the science. So that's an easy way to do that, is to pick your favorite product, look that you've had in your house for years, look at the ingredient list, and then follow it up with PubMed.gov and what those ingredients will do to your body. That's the science. Pair it up. Somebody else is talking. It's not you. It's somebody else that's you're helping provide that research. And it's frustrating as all get out because our voice is so important to us. And so we want our loved ones to hear what we're having to say and that we have value. But a lot of times they want the side by sides. They want to know why we brought in this product for years and it's been on the shelves and it's at the store. And so we have to explain to them the Toxin Act that in 1976 it was brought in that grandfathered in 40,000 chemicals that we don't know about. When I was a kid, they had on all toxic products, they had a skull and crossbones. They don't have that anymore because it's bad marketing. So now you have to look for caution, danger, warning. Those are the same toxic things. So getting those science studies into the hands of our loved ones and into our husband's hands are extremely important for validation for why we need to make a change. Okay, so they want to know why they need to make a change. And a lot of times when I talk with my husband, he goes, you know what, if it didn't have a smell, it'd actually be easier to introduce. Because when husbands have smells, they discount it. They think that it's perfume or they think that it's just like a candle, like it's supposed to smell good. It devalues and they don't understand that this is a health or wellness component. So being able to explain that very clearly is an easy way to do that. So sometimes, and we also have to understand that as we go through and we're introducing a diffuser or we're introducing oils, that they're going to have their own experience. So just as you had your experience, they're going to have their own experience, and it may not be the same. So when I started, I would use my oils and I would go, oh my gosh, this feels amazing. And he'd be like, it's wet. I don't get it. Well, even though we live in the same household, he has a different toxin load than I do, just because of the way his body's made. So he actually had to go through a lot of detoxification first. So he has, one of the first ways we got started, and I'll tell you just a little bit about my story too, is that the first thing that he had was he felt like a cough, a cold sore was coming on. And so he goes, go to the store and get me the popular treatment for cold sores. Just go there. And I went to the store like a dutiful wife, and I looked at the store and I went, I'm not spending $17 for a little tube of something when I think my enroller, Leah Minogue, who's amazing, would know how to help me. So I sent her a message and she said, oh yeah, just take a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil and put 10 drops of thieves and purification in and just let them go to town. So I was like, well, that's easy. I think I can do that. So what I did, and knowing my husband's personality, so knowing how he would react, I put it all together and I said, prove me wrong. Prove me that it doesn't work. And he's like, okay. So I'm like, just put it next to your computer during the day because he works from home and put it on your cold sore and just see how it works for you. If it doesn't work, then I'll spend the extra money because it was extra money. I'll spend the extra money so that you can prove me wrong. Guess what? It worked. He wasn't ready to acknowledge that I had fixed it. So he was just kind of like, there might be something. Then next, I had, when we started, we're part of the Lemon Drop Lounge. And this is what Spruce Society is replacing, is the Lemon Drop Lounge. And in the Lemon Drop Lounge, they had a motivation blend that had, I think it was like 6 drops of peppermint and 3 or 4 drops of lemon. And I put in the diffuser and I was like, I had it going. And he came up and he goes, you know what? I think I'm going to go upstairs and work on that project. He hadn't worked on this project in like a year and a half. And I think he totally forgot about it. But because he was walking by the diffuser and he was like going, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he has no clue. So another story, a wonderful story that Gary had was she was confronted at a meeting by a lady who said, my husband absolutely hates the oils. He's angry and he's grumpy and he is so resistant. He will not try it. He is just, I don't know what to do. He's mad that I'm trying this. And he said, he said, do something for 30 days and then tell me how it goes after I see you. She comes back 30 days later and she goes, oh my gosh, he is a completely different person. You know what he did? What she did? She put a drop of joy in his underwear, in his waistband, in his underwear for 30 days. And he was getting it. He didn't understand it. He thought it was just some laundry smell, right? And he had it on and he was wearing it for 30 days and his attitude adjusted. So you don't need to believe in the oils for them to work. So those are some things that you can do, to help our husbands get on it. Now, my husband, was watching me as I was going through and I was helping people. And I was working at in my kitchen here, and I was going through and getting my graduate degree. I was going for my MBA, and we've had businesses before. And, I was going through school and my kids were young and he was traveling a ton and everything. And he saw that when I was talking about this business, I was talking about oils and I was talking about helping people. He goes, you're glowing. He's like, you're excited. That's really interesting to watch. That's really fun to watch. And so one of the things that he said was, you need to go to convention to see if this is something that you're going to invest in. So I went to my very first convention. I roomed with my enroller, Leah Minogue, and we had a great time. I was doing classes in school at the same time. So I was remote and everything, but I was able to see how much I wanted to participate in this business. And I was seeing all these people that were successful. And I had hit silver by that time. I hit it in 6 months. Really, it is determination as to what you want to do with this business and how fast you want to grow. And having your husband on there, as long as he can just help, hello, he put his coffee in and the sound's going off. So sorry. But he, having the ability to just have him give me the freedom to be able to try it was amazing. He had his experiences here and there by me just introducing oils and me staying on top of him, me getting him a diffuser for his office. He started diffusing every single day. And then another thing that was super important is I showed him my paycheck. Because let me tell you, the guys are all about if we only had a little bit extra, we could do this. If we only had a little bit extra, we could do that. And my paycheck as a platinum has allowed us to do a lot of things that we couldn't do. Now, another thing that we need to be careful is that we're not trying to replace our husband or our significant other's place. This is an addition. We're partnering with him. We're partnering with her. We're partnering with them. Okay. We aren't taking their place. We're not, different motivations. So sit down with your spouse, significant other, and come up with some goals, some wish lists, some bucket lists of things that you would like to do in the next 5 years. Because this is something that you can do together. And when you're doing your business and you're calendaring your business, Mark Januszewski is a leader in network marketing. One of the things that he always recommended was, as you're planning out your calendar for your business, you can plan it out for a month or plan it week to week. Week to week is really great because what happens is you want to make sure that you book time for your family first. You want to book time for your husband. You want to go on a walk. You want to go on a date. You want to go grab dinner together. You want to just have a kid-free moment outside having a drink. Calendar that on there and ask him what days work good for him, because then he knows that on the days you've already given him time, you've given the family time, that you are working those specific days. You're saying, okay, let's do this. There's Thursday night. I'm going to be working Tuesday night. I've got a class. I'm going to do this and this and this, because you're going to need his help. Okay. You're going to need his help with the kids. You're going to need his help with loading the car, helping you, supporting you in any way that you can. So getting that buy off is really important. And then also bringing them along. My very first convention, there was maybe 3 guys, something like that. And Jeffrey Lewis is one of them. Jeffrey Lewis is a Royal Crown Diamond, and he's been in this business forever. And, so it was Jeffrey and a couple of guys. The last convention in 2019, when there were when everybody was together, I would say probably 30 to 35% were men, because they understood that this business was a business, and it was worth their time to invest in their families and in the relationships around them. Now, my husband has an account. He has his own account that is my level one, which is made a huge difference for him because he had investment. He had his friends that he could talk to, and he could run it any way he wanted to, when he wants to. Okay. He's my leg 4. He's my platinum leg. And, and I help with, the leadership in the people in that leg, and he does some, and he has his people, and we all connect, and we work together. And he does other things that are his gifts. So he doesn't necessarily do a ton of, he does a lot of development. He's done a lot of video editing. He's done a lot of video classes. If you're on my team, you've seen a lot of our videos that he does a lot of voiceover work on. He helped us put together our business system. He helped me write a book. He did most of the work. He wrote the book, actually. It's more like him and me. So find his strengths, find your partner's strengths. And go with that. So I think that's all I have is just really be open. You need their buy-off. You need to include them. You need to find out where they're at as a position, and just work slowly with them. And they may not be at the same speed, but really that science is really that initial. If they're not like, hey, sure, let's do this. Let's go for it. Why not? If you're getting that resistance, if you're getting that, that prove me wrong kind of, or that, the science thing, we have that on hand. PubMed.gov is a wonderful resource to have. Again, take your favorite ingredients, pair it up, go through, do some research, print off some articles, put them in a place where he's going to see them, and start helping to educate him on that. And hopefully this little talk has helped. So if you have any questions, put them below. I'm on my phone, so I'm not able to see questions or anything like that. But I hope this blesses you. I hope this blesses your journey, and I hope this blesses your future. I'll talk to you soon. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.